We are inching ever closer to the day where we will finally be taking on the Pokemon League. But for now, let's check this out. And, oh, I remember what this is. This is the House of the Day Siblings. This little booklet here tells you exactly where you can find them and on which days. There are even 7 beds in this house. The beds weren't there in Gold, Silver, Crystal, by the way. The house was just the table and the little booklet on it. Anyway, this is stuff that we already know because we've already encountered them all. And on that note, no, I'm not going to go back and meet every last one of them again to get the daily ribbons that Julia gave you in Sunny Shore and Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. Just know that it can be done now that we've talked to all of them. So, yeah, I'm going to make my way back to the other house, the one where I healed near the end of the last video. Yeah, it's sort of good. It's sort of cool that they put a house there to heal just before the Elite Four, or rather Victory Road. The Elite Four is beyond that. But there's something that's missing from that house. How about a PC? Because, yeah, in Victory Road, I'm going to need both Strength and Rock Smash, and as a result, I'm going to need to make a swap somewhere on my team for the ferret that I have in my PC. And there is no PC in that house or anywhere else in the area for that matter, so that means I'm going to have to fly back to Cherry Grove. That's right, not New Bark Town, Cherry Grove, because that's the first place where I can actually access Bill's PC. So I'm going to have to make my way back to the Victory Road entrance gate, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to off-screen it because it's going to take a few minutes, and I don't really want to waste your time with stuff that you've just seen. So, yeah, this is going to be the plan. Sorry to put you through all that, but I really want to have a rather evenly matched team when getting to the Elite Four and not making any room for Ferret on this part of the trip was a decent way of accomplishing that. So I'm going to just heal my Crobat for now, even if it's just a few PP for Fly still. I still don't want to be in trouble because I forgot to heal when I had the chance. But back to what I was talking about in yesterday's analysis videos. I've heard from a few people exactly why it is that Excadrill is no longer with us. It has to do with the fact that it basically shut down most people that attempted to outspeed it, because whether it's just downright fast Pokemon or Scarfusers or anything like that, Excadrill with Sandrush activated is just way too fast. So it's going to outspeed those Pokemon that sacrifice bulk in order to be able to be faster than just about everyone else, which, quite frankly, it's hardly fair. And the fact that it makes an entire class of Pokemon and an otherwise great item almost unusable, now I can sort of understand why they got rid of it. But, as I said, I think we've reached the breaking point where banning Weather altogether and unbanning the abusers that were already banned is probably a better avenue than just banning even more and more Weather abusers. And speaking of which, a few of you informed me that there's now a new ladder on Smogon's server on Pokemon Online, which is called the Clear Skies ladder, which is a ladder where Politoed, Ninetales, Tyranitar, and Hippowdon are gone. I'm sort of thinking they're doing this as sort of a test to see whether... Whoops! That's kind of a dead end here. But, yeah, they're doing it to see whether it would be a good idea to eventually, somewhere down the road, ban permanent Weather entirely. Once again, a Boma Snow, I honestly couldn't care less if it stays or goes, but if you ask me, it should stay based on the principle that if it's not broken, and if it's not even good, it shouldn't be banned. But yeah, Clear Skies ladder, for those of you who hate Weather and are interested in doing Pokemon battles without it, well, now that's an option. And by the way, while we're speaking of that, I was talking with a few other people on the TSG forums yesterday, and a question was brought up now that Thundurus has been banned, is Zapdos going to come back to overused since, well, it shares the same typing and all? And personally, I don't think it's as much of a matter of typing as it is more the niche that Thundurus filled. And I think for that reason that Tornadus might be a better replacement than Zapdos was. Of course, Zapdos is probably going to go up in usage just because it's not a very good idea to have two Pokemon with the exact same typing on your team, and since Thundurus was so common, well, no one would bother with Zapdos. But yeah, I want to know what you think. Are Zapdos and Tornadus going to make a comeback, or are they just going to stay forgotten forever? And one last thing about this, not in this round, but in other rounds, few people asked me how I did those graphs that I use for those videos, and the reason, simply put, is that those are graphs done on OpenOffice Calc, which is more or less a carbon copy of what Microsoft Excel was before Windows 7 and Office 7, and when they just changed everything and it became flat out unusable. That, and there's the fact that Microsoft Office costs quite a bit of money, whereas OpenOffice is absolutely free, so it wasn't even a tough decision at all. And I'm just gonna change my lead real quick. I didn't mean to click on Headbutt, sorry. Yeah, Crobat's now level 46, and Entei and a few others are still in need of levels. So I'm gonna take care of Entei right now because Victory Road is a cave dungeon through, and these usually aren't very friendly towards fire types. But yeah, as I was saying, when I ordered this computer that I'm using right now, I had a few options regarding Microsoft Office, and I chose to not have it. Well, there was no option to not have it, but I could have the free Microsoft Office starter thingy, which, well, it was free, but I had no intent on using it from the start because my brother had introduced me to OpenOffice beforehand, and not only is it a lot cheaper, but it's actually a lot more usable for those of us who have been using Microsoft Office for a while, and they decided to change everything starting with Windows 7 for some crazy reason. But yeah, those graphs that I make, what I do is that I just press print screen. Once they're done, I dump them into Microsoft Paint, then I save them as a PNG file, and after that I just upload them on Movie Maker for me to use like that. Oh, and by the way, I got a little catch-up to do when it comes to recent events and stuff. The new Summer Deerling C-Gear skin is now up for download on the Global Link website. Once again, the password is actually sort of what you'd expect from a password in a video game, so instead of saying it out loud, I'm just going to give it to you in the movie description so that you can use it. And if you want to download the Summer Deerling C-Gear skin, or even if you don't want to download it but you still want to have it available because it's going to stop being available at some point early next month. On that note, you can't have the Spring Deerling C-Gear skin anymore because, well, it's not spring anymore in-game, which is the whole basis for this 4-month Deerling celebration. And when I say they're not available anymore, it's just that you can't obtain them anymore. If you already used the passwords to obtain those C-Gear skins, then they're going to stay on your profile permanently, and you can switch to them whenever you wish. It's just that starting next month, you won't be able to add them to your profile anymore. And on that note, another event that I wanted to talk about. Remember a while back they made this not Ice Body Mamoswine, but Thick Fat Mamoswine in the Japanese Dream World. Well, now it's available, but only in France. Are you serious? Only in France? Why not at least in the entirety of Europe? I don't get it. I mean, it's not that I mind that we don't have it yet, but still, why just France? Usually... Oh, great, my usual bad luck with static kicks in again. Well, at least we're just about done here, and I was about to fly back to Cherry Grove anyway to heal, but still, I freaking hate static. So much bad luck with it. If you ever want to stand a better chance of beating me in a battle, pack a few static Pokemon because I'm sure to get paralyzed somehow. But yeah, as I was saying, it's not that I have a problem with that, but usually giveaways are for Europe in its entirety, so why just France this time? I don't get it. Anyway, I think there's an item over there. There we go. Just being careful not to fall off. And we have a Max Elixir here. And is there anything in that boulder? Nope. So, I guess that's going to be it for now. I'm going to head back to Cherry Grove, which is right here. I was about to click on Violet City for some reason. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to ditch, I think, Raikou, because this is another Pokemon that doesn't fare too well in cave dungeons with all those ground types and whatnot. I'm going to heal my team a bit, though, especially Entei, because, yeah, once again, static comes back to bite me in the ass, I hope. I don't think there are any Pokemon with static in the Elite Four, though, so that shouldn't be a problem. That's that, at least. So, move Pokemon. I'm gonna replace, actually, I'm gonna get rid of Crobat to make room for Lapras. There we go. So, now that this little swapping is done, I'm going to see you guys at the Victory Road reception gate. It's gonna take a few minutes, but I'll see you when I get back there. Congratulations! I'm a total idiot! I came back here to get Furret, not Lapras. I need Furret to get through Victory Road, so what the hell was I thinking? Well, I guess this is the kind of drawback, and you know, when I have to play the game and commentate on it at the same time, this is the kind of thing that can happen, and I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often than that, actually. Okay, now I'll see you in just a few. Okay, so this is the Victory Road reception gate here. This guy is going to make sure that I have all 8 badges, even though it's technically impossible to get here without the 8 badges anyway, because not only do you need Waterfall, but in this game, in addition to that, you need to have caught Lugia to come here anyway. Anyway, this guy here blocks the path to Mount Silver, which is the last dungeon of the game. Very tough Pokemon out there, and the boss battles in the levels that are in the 80s. That is high. And the path to Kanto, unfortunately, is blocked, which really, really sucks, because I could have really used a quick pit stop in Viridian City instead of backtracking all the way back to Cherry Grove. Anyway, now that we know that we can't go to Kanto or Mount Silver just yet, the only direction for us to go in is Victory Road. There are still no trainers in this place, just like in Gold, Silver, Crystal. However, this is an entirely new design for Victory Road. If you remember, in Gold, Silver, Crystal, it was a really monotonous and very linear cave as well. So this time around, it's actually going to be a little more complicated. I made sure to take a look at the map to make sure that what I'm saying is true. But you're going to see later on what I mean by that, because at first it's fairly linear, but after that it gets a little more complicated. It's not nearly as complicated as Mount Mortar or the Whirl Islands, but still. And glad to see Flamethrower isn't even killing those Golbats, god damn it. It's not like they're the bulkiest things around anyway. So, I guess this is going to give Entei a level up. Okay, there we go, level 46. So, I'm going to go with Lapras in the lead now. There's a Strength Boulder right at the entrance, just so that you know you need it. So, you know, you're not halfway through the cave and then you realize you need it. So, this is going to be the last thing I'm going to be doing in this video. So, next time, I'm going to go further into Victory Road.